This rivalry has been brewing for a long time, and it spills over tonight at the CompuBox Academy. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
It's time for our tale of the tape. A man that broke barriers. The one and only Joe Louis. He's 6'2" tall, 181 pounds, one of the best right hands in the business. And they'll be facing the boss. You want knockouts? Well, welcome to the right division. These are heavyweights.
If you're going to give away so much weight, you've got to depend on speed, because if you miss, it hurts from a bigger fighter.
Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber, one of the most historically important fighters of all time. Up against them, the boss from the United Kingdom.
Look at the weight. How much weight are you going to give away in a fight?
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, an iconic longtime world champion who defended his title for a record of 12 years, introducing a heavyweight champion of the world, the one and only Brown Bomber, Joe Louis. Fighting out of the blue corner from the United Kingdom, wearing the white trunks with red trim, the boss.
And this one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
Todd, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here at this venue. It's going to be something special.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be two that we're talking about. We're expecting an all-out offensive display. The charts action from both of these fighters. He threw a punch and just got countered. So much for boxing. This is a fight. That hook won't score. Counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counterpuncher smart.
He misses with that jab. Both men step back for just a moment. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
If you want to corner an outside fighter, make them fight off the rope, because they don't want to do that. They don't want to stand still. They want to move left to right. Pin them down. Throw a blanket on them.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Back into it. That was a tougher fight, and he's...
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good man, good man.
The first minute, stick him on the end of that jab, and then just start gathering the pace.
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They exchange punches. We know who has the power advantage, and we also know who has the speed advantage.
When you're fighting somebody so big, this is when you've got to stick to your game plan. You deviate, you're out of there.
You'd like to see more jabs. Perfect counter shot. Good counter punching. A straight right just misses. As it is in most heavyweight fights, don't blink because one big shot and this thing could be over. Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Straight right just misses. Which fighter will say no mas? Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
That left hook missed. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they...
Come on, you went into it.
Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. That hook just can't find the target. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little favourite and pickpocket them.
halfway through the round. I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Good defense with that left jab. A perfect counter lands. A straight right just misses. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to fight it somehow.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter.
There's the bell to start round 4. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Do you believe this? You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
A lot of effort being exerted here. You can't connect with that right hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. When are we going to see a jab from these two? This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you've hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
You'd like to see more jabs. They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. And the boss has been dropped. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
Time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
What a build-up. What a journey towards this fight. What a fight itself.
What a crisp, cool evening. We are live outside at Empire Fight Camp. I'm Todd Grisham. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
The pleasure's always mine, my friend.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Jake Lommotta, 5 foot 8 inches tall, 160 pounds with a reach of 67 inches. And they'll be facing Antonio Tarver. He is a southpaw, stands at 6 foot 2 inches tall, and he's got a reach of 75. Here comes the Bronx Bull, Jake Lommotta, his 6 fights against and up against them, it's Antonio Tarver. You're looking at the Magic Man, one of the best to ever do it, a multi-time light head.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from the Bronx, New York, with 106 fights in his remarkable career, here is one of boxing's all-time greats, the middleweight champion of the world, known as the Raging Bull, introducing Jake LaMotta. Fighting out of the blue corner, hailing from Florida, here is the 3-time world champion, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver.
Lots of hype as they will fight into the night. We're outdoors for this big main event.
You can hear the noise, you can hear the fans. I've been to many, many fights like this, and it's very, very eerie.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup, and here we go. And that's the opening bell, round 1. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Nice uppercut. The most difficult punch to land clean, and he just did it there. Ooh, he ate that right hand. What a day it has been, Johnny, but finally now our main event, and the crowd is still hyped.
How picturesque is this, Todd? How perfect is this? It's perfect for us, not for the fighters because they're the ones getting hit, but for us, how picturesque is this? This is what it's all about. This is the beauty of our sport.
These two were made for each other. Perfect counter lands. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Can't score with that hook again. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You're not going to see a lot of finesse and skills from this guy. He wants to bury his forehead in your chest and pound away.
You got to swarm on your case. You know you got to fight. You got to hold him. You got to tie him up. You got to lean on him when you come in until the referee makes you break off. But keep your hands high because I will keep punching until that referee said stop.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Well done with that counter shot. The straight right just misses. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. He's talking about about Lommotta in that last round. And a round that seemed like eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important.
Good work.
And there's the bell to start round 2. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
That counter punch caught him clean. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Good counter punching. Antonio Tarver's in big trouble. How is this fight still continuing?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Missing with the hook. His stamina is off the charts. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You'd like to see more jabs. He's got a massive reach advantage. Let's see if he uses it.
You've got to fight dirty, Todd. You've got to get in close. You've got to fight on the blind side of the referee. You've got to find a way in.
Defense is not an option for these two. The straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. That punch has been his best weapon all fight long. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talking about Lommotta in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Great work. I love it.
The bell rings and we start the third. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. How about that time counter shot? Big swing and a miss with the hook. Nice counter. That right uppercut misses. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Misses with the straight left. Nice counter shot. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
So you're getting in there with somebody that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Perfect counter shot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Raging Bull is dazed! You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Lommotta in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Don't worry about that round. Let's go out there.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? You stay focused now.
We don't care. Go out there and win this next round.
There's the bell for round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations, and they throw them non-stop.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
They need to be careful they don't punch themselves out here. That punch lands. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
How do you deal with an aggressive fight?
The referees pause the action and we'll take a look at that cut. And the referee's going to allow him to fight. He blocks that jab. No rest for the weary. They're looking really close at this cut. Will the fight continue? Will this fight continue? No, it will not. They're going to stop it.
I think the referee forgot until all of a sudden, yeah, you know what, I better do my job here.
Well, Johnny, how do you rate the performance after this stoppage win?
A TKO, we've got to see it again. Because TKOs, they finish the story too early. It's like being kicked out of a club before the night's done. We want to get a full-blooded who won and who lost.
Hello, fight fans. I'm Todd Grisham. Welcome inside the Grand Theater. Alongside me, Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Robinson doesn't have an ounce of fat on his body. Tipped the scales at the middleweight limit, 160 pounds. He's 5'11" tall. Sugar Ray Robinson. Many consider him to be the greatest fighter. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant, this former super middleweight champion of the world.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats with 174 wins in his 201 fights. A welterweight champion of the world, a 5-time middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson. Fighting out of the blue corner, introducing from Nashville, Tennessee, now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Welcome inside this unique environment, a beautiful theater, ready for a fist fight.
This is the fight of pride. This is two warriors that want to get in there and beat the hell out of each other. This is that fight.
Under the bright lights here for this one, really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. The build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Misses with the jab. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
That counter shot lands. That hook doesn't score. That left hook won't score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Missing with the hook. They both want the knockout. The straight right just misses. Back and forth they go. The straight right just misses. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. And there's the bell for round two. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
When you've got two evenly matched fighters in this weight class, it sometimes comes down to who's in better condition. You'd like to see more jabs. These punches coming from every angle. think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. A swing and a miss with the left hook. Robinson got buzzed there. He's in trouble. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Just missed with that hook. Nice counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. On to the third. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Well, Johnny, I know it's still early on, but have you been surprised by anything you've seen?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. It hurts. I mean, you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Blocks that right hook. You don't want to trade shots. This is the kind of fight you expect from two world-class elite middleweights. Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran. The first fight, Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second...
Down goes Caleb Plant. I don't care how good your chin is. A punch like that, and you're going down.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Oh, he can smell blood. Look at that. He's put in round ones. He knows what shot works and where to land it. Then try and do it again. He's just not got to get trigger happy.
Nice slip to avoid the jab. Both men step back for just a moment. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about planting that last round. He's been knocked down, but at least not knocked out yet.
Can make or break a fighter.
Just get out there and let's reset. Forget about the round. It was a bad round.
Back at it in round 4. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
Middleweights always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're into action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Incredible work rate. There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He misses with that jab. And that jab just missed with the left hand. Good defense on that right hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Robinson in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Good man. Don't worry about it. Right, let's go out there and get your boxing.
Beautiful. I said, start.
Time for the 5th round. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously,
Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
even I'm going to see that again. Where did that come from?
One, two.
So the fight will continue, but what does the game plan have to look like now?
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels, look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot, a clean one, then he's out of there.
Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Both men step back for just a moment. They've got to pick things up halfway through the round here.
It's not forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
The straight right just misses. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, Johnny.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Not the best of rounds with 10 seconds to go. Talk about planting that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering this is the beginning of round 6. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
Stamina is off the charts. How nervous would you get when you know you're facing a big puncher like this that can seriously hurt you?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Stamina is off the charts. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. Looking to land the hook. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. That jab doesn't find a home. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. You'd like to see more jabs. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about planting that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come down to who's in better shape.
There's a lot on the line here.
Better than that.
Yes, I like that round. Good round. Feel good? Good man.
Get your boxing back together.
And there's the bell for round 7. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, slept right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Caleb Plant is hurt. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It could all come down to who's in better shape.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you've cheated, now we're going to find out.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? That hook just can't find the target. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
A perfect counter shot. This fighter expend. Hold that thought! Caleb Plant just got clipped. Job trying to back out of trouble.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Man is in some serious trouble here. I think that will look even more dramatic in slow motion.
I've got to see that again.
Many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
Well, there's no argument right there. You say it. Night, night.